What's up, everybody? It's Two. I'm here with PHENG and Max and his parents. Another episode of Noise Podcast. We are now on episode, I think, like 25, 26, something like that, PHENG. So we're getting up there. Almost a full year of doing this, but every time we're looking for fun guests that we can bring on the podcast. We obviously started with a bunch of Hmong adults, but I think that the last time we talked to Austin, who's a little Hmong kid who snowboards, and then we were like, hey, who's somebody else that we can talk to? And we both used to come here at this gym at one point.
Yeah, this is home to us.
Yeah, so we all came here at one point. We've both been coached by Coop, and we always seen this guy on their Instagram. Yeah. And I was always super fascinated by the kid. So. And
he's perhaps our biggest star right now, or our biggest guest right now. So thank you, Max, for joining us. This is Max Moua. He trains at Warman Muay Thai. And then we have his parents on as well. And again, we wanted to bring you guys on just to kind of talk a little bit about the journey of raising a child athlete, get your perspective, and then also hear Max's story a little bit. Max, why don't you start, how old are you, Max? 9 years old. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. 9 years old. And so, how many fights have you gotten so far, Max? 4 or 3 fights. That is exciting. Yeah, and then so how recent ago was your last fight?
Oh, you fought in Reno? Oh wow, so you had to go quite a
Reno, Nevada. Reno, Nevada? That's a big deal. So you flew down, you're already flying down, scheduling fights. That's awesome.
How long have you been training, man? A year and a half? Did you like fighting sports before you started training here? How did you get into fighting sports? Did you just watch a bunch of movies that was cool? Or? Oh, you used to play fights, so now you get to fight in the gym.
Yeah. So you used to fight a lot. Do you have siblings? How many siblings? 6. Oh, so you fought a lot then. You probably fight those guys a lot?
Are you you got 5 of them. Are you the younger one of all of your siblings? Oh, you're the youngest.
The youngest. Yeah, so you're fighting big boys. So you're used to this. So parents, how did you guys hear about Warman Muay Thai? How did you guys come up and make the decision to get child involved?
You guys could I have to sit up for it a little bit.
Yeah. Originally, I thought Maximus was soccer. My brother plays soccer too, so I figured let's try something else. Let's try to put him into something that will give him confidence and sort of because soccer is a physical sport, so I didn't want him to be like his brother. I mean, his brother was a great soccer player, just he wasn't physical, so I checked up actually, I looked at Celery first, but I found out there was Warman here, and we're only like less than a mile away, so I was like, hey, let's give one thing a try. And Max first got him, he didn't want to Muay Thai, he looked at it and he's like, I was like, hey, let's just try it. And bought him and tried it. I don't know, he just all of a sudden wanted to do it more, so we just kept coming and everything kind of just went up from there.
Yeah. And what about your parents? Did you guys play sports when you guys were younger, or fighting sports, soccer? I mean, you said your first one was soccer. So.
I played pretty much almost everything except soccer. Yeah. I did volleyball, basketball, football. So I was kind of considered athletic. I played sports all my life until I dedicated myself to start taking care of sons. Because I had older sons. So I quit everything and I just started thinking, okay, I'm going to work with my kids. And I gave up everything. Have my kids try and see if they could get anywhere.
Yeah, that's huge. How about you, Mom?
I don't play sports.
That's a sport.
Yeah,
it is.
still quite violent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, because I'm really glad you had mentioned that. Like, you did play a lot of sports, and then at some point you had to make a decision to kind of to support your kids, right, in the sports and the activities that they do. What made you come to that decision? I know, like, that's a tough decision to come to sometimes, where because sometimes we're so self-involved. You want the story to be about us. Right? So what made you go? All right, it's time to kind of turn this, flip the focus on myself. I'm focusing on myself.
Yeah, it was kind of hard at first because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready because I watch other parents doing it, and man, I don't know if I'm ready. What they're doing. I can't go there, sit for hours and watch my kid practice, especially because I was doing a lot of sports too, and I didn't want to give it up. But I figured my time's done. So
yeah, we're not turning pro. How old are you now?
I'm 49.
Yeah, so you were probably like 40, late 30s at the time. Yeah, we're not turning pro.
Yeah. So I figured, let's put my kids into the sports too, because we didn't want them to be home watching TV, playing video games.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is I wanted them to be in shape, be healthy. That's my biggest thing, and I wanted to spend time with my kids. So I figured that was a good way to be together all the time. So that's how we got into it.
Yeah. Did you guys train here when you guys first came? Or like as parents, or did you guys all train? Okay,
No, we didn't train.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So how many days a week do you come train here, Max? Basically every day. So you go to school, get home from school, eat something, go to practice.
So 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Weekends too, or?
Because he does soccer too, so
Oh,
that's
he plays
why
soccer.
he's training. Like if
Okay.
he's not here doing Muay Thai,
Okay.
he's doing soccer.
Okay. And you guys are involved with that as well?
Yeah. So he plays. I don't know if you've heard of the Meeting Magic.
Yeah.
He's on that team.
Nice.
That's why he's so busy. I mean, he's doing something every day. He's got games on the weekends. He's doing something. But
You like playing soccer, or you like Muay Thai more there, Max? You like soccer?
Alright, we won't tell Coach Koo that.
Yeah, we won't tell your coach, don't worry. Secret's safe with us.
Yeah.
That's cool. I used to play soccer too when I was younger, and then I did some taekwondo and judo and all that stuff. But do you, so I know you've had a few fights already. Is it ever scary before you go in the fight, or you just feel like, let's go? It is scary. Is it good to be scared though? Because if you're scared, you're probably going to be more ready, right? Because if you're not scared, it's probably a bigger problem if you're not scared.
Yeah, that means you don't care. Yeah.
Because PHENG actually did one kickboxing fight, right?
Yeah, and I got my butt kicked. It was less of a fight and more of a beating. I took a beating.
And then I did one boxing fight, and I remember that it was pretty scary. You know, like I felt ready, but it was still like, especially when there's a lot of people and they're all gonna watch you, you're kind of it's kind of nerve-wracking. But then you get in there and it's kind of just go back to training, right?
Yeah, so back to you a little bit. So 9 years old, so you're in the 4th grade, I'm guessing? 3rd grade. Wow, that's incredible.
he's a late birthday.
Yeah.
He just turned 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so when you're fighting, are you fighting other kids your age, or is it just by weight class? Okay. So weight class. Are you ever fighting like 12-year-olds or older, or do they have a cutoff? Okay, so younger guys kind of like you.
Yeah, he usually fights. I think there's like a 2-year or 18-month gap in
Okay.
age, and then they go by weight class.
Okay.
When he's actually fighting actual fight,
Yeah.
it goes by weight. But when he's doing the sprints and stuff, he's fought bigger guys. I mean, he's fought kids that 80 pounds, but those are unexperienced kids.
Yeah.
But when he's actually fighting a big fight, it's the same weight.
Yeah.
So, Max, when you play So you play soccer, right? So you play with a whole team of kids. Do you like playing with do you think that you're better when you play with a whole team of kids? Or do you like a sport when it's just you and yourself versus one guy? You like the whole team aspect? Yeah, I think they're both fun. I think with a team you get to make a lot of friends. But you make a lot of friends too here, right? Yeah.
There's probably a lot less pressure, right? Because not everyone's just watching you, right? You're watching the team. So, tell us about your last fight. How did it go? You fought in Reno, you traveled,
Yeah.
hopped on an airplane, right? That's gotta be kind of cool. Tell us how it went. You won. That's awesome. Yeah.
Did they give you a belt or a medal or both? The trophy.
We should have brought the trophy here. Set it on the table.
Yeah, that was his first full contact fight.
Oh.
That was head and everything. So first
Oh. And what's the ruling with the younger kids? It's pads all the way to like 16?
I'm not quite sure because usually we just like do all that,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think it just depends on what type of tournament you're in for. Because I think this coming June, he's going to be going to fight with, I think it's a full contact with elbows, eyelids. So it's where he won his belt. So
Yeah.
it's the same tournament.
Yeah.
They go back, yeah.
How do you guys feel as parents, like getting your kids involved in, this is a full contact sport, like fighting and punching. Now we're talking about throwing elbows, the potential for cuts. Like how do you guys feel about that?
Dad, are you ever, for you, is it, how about for you? Like, I mean, obviously you have you have more kids, they've played sports, right? And like you said, soccer is still contact sport, right? You can still get slide tackles and all that stuff. Is it a lot different with fighting, or do you just look at it as like, this is just a sport? Because, some families, they just look at it as a sport, right?
Yeah.
It's always been a sport and always will be a sport, even if there's physical consequences, but so is football. Or playing football or soccer, like those consequences are always there, right? So for you, do you look at anything different because it's a contact sport?
Yeah, for me, I do look at it differently.
Okay.
Because with soccer, I know you get hurt, but when you're fighting, like this first head contact fight, I was so nervous. I said, I don't know what's going to happen. He's never fought, he's never hit, kicking, punching in the head. So I was like, oh man, I was afraid. I wasn't sure what's going to happen, but like I say, I trusted the coach, and I believe in my son's ability. So I said, let's just let him do it and let's see where he goes. Because originally, I didn't plan to have him to fight. He came in and I guess he just kind of excelled. So and he wants to fight, so I want to support him and do what I can.
For sure.
Yeah. So when was that moment where you were like, all right, he's good enough, or was that something you like? Because I'm sure like you and Coach Two, you had the conversation before having your kid fight. When was that moment for you, or when did you realize you can actually do something like that?
Yeah, I think it was when we went down to Ajarn, the TJ fight, because he's never fought anybody outside of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing the smoker fights, so it's kind of like more like just the skirmish fights.
Yeah.
He went down there and I should sit down, but he had two TKOs, just leg kicks. So I was like, oh, maybe he has something. I don't know, because for us, I always tell him, you gotta train less and you gotta train all the time. You don't know who you're gonna meet. Because you can meet somebody super good, he has a lot of skill, and you get hurt. So You gotta train hard. If you want to fight, you gotta train, put work in, believe in yourself. Because like I was telling you, if you start getting hurt, maybe it's time to stop.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep working if you want to fight. So I think it was the TBA, when we went down to TBA, that's when I realized that, okay, I think he might have something. I think Coach Wu's been telling, yeah, he's great, but you know what I mean? Hey, we got
coach.
You pay the guy. He has to tell you he's
so
good.
he's got to prove himself, so that's kind of like the Reno fight. I think the Reno fight was the biggest fight for him. I kind of picked that up after he fought TBA. That was when he won his first belt, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a belt there, right? I wish we would have brought that with us. We'll put up a picture. Yeah. So you're very accomplished. So how does it feel? Does it feel pretty cool to like go back to school like after winning a big tournament like that with the belt? How does that feel for you? Very joyful. Have you ever worn your belt at school? Would you ever want to?
Should ask the teacher, can I bring my belt to school?
That'd be kind of cool, right? I bet nobody messes with you at school after that. Oh, you didn't tell anybody. Very humble.
Yeah. You know, you do after school you do one thing, and then at school you just do your homework, right?
We try to keep it on the low side.
Because then they might be like, what's going on with these parents letting their because not everybody looks at it the same, you know.
So,
nobody looks at it the same. But and when I grew up in, because we're Montpellier, we grew up in France, and France contact was actually like not even allowed at all till you're like 15 in France, you know. So the fact that you can actually do it here in the U.S. is pretty cool, and that's kind of how you train. I mean, it is a fighting sport, so you do have to fight a little bit. Max, let me ask you: do you watch any MMA or UFC or Muay Thai when you're at home, or you like UFC or you watch Muay Thai too? Who's your favorite kickboxer right now? Sunshine? Nice.
He fights for one, right? He fights for one championship? Yeah. He's the champion. That's awesome. So, your dad mentioned low kicks. Would you say that's kind of your specialty? Yeah. So after this, are you going to give us a couple of low kicks?
If I remember correctly, Coach Fu ends everything with a low kick, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a combination.
Yeah. So have you ever low kicked your parents?
No, that probably wouldn't work. Hey, let me ask you, Max, did you ever get hurt when you did some of these fights? Or do you not even feel it in the fight? Do you ever feel like after the fight, were you ever like, oh, I think I got hurt in that fight? Like after the fight, right? After you're done fighting and you're like, go back home. Have you been hurt at all from doing it? No? Okay, that's good. Keep it that way, sure.
And then parents, do you guys ever worry about him taking this sport home or to school, or maybe getting to fight at home or at school or outside of it? And then how do you guys have that conversation with him about keeping this here?
We always tell them sports so it gives them more time. He loves to play fight. So he always fight. I'm the shortest one. Apart from him, he always want to fight me. So keep that fight on school. Kids. So they're playing a rock. So they're kind of rocking around. That's just how they play. But these guys know
Yeah, because I would say like that's almost like one of the biggest concerns about fight sports, especially for people that aren't involved. Like I would say being involved with it and having met the people I've met in the sports, I would say
fighters or people that train are the most level-headed people, and they're probably the least likely to get into a fight, right? But then just from the outside looking in, you're like probably worried that they're gonna go home and start fighting, take their cabinets or whatever, right? So
Yeah, just for Max, I believe he's great. Because he's my son, I can't guarantee that he's not going to get into a fight. But
Yeah.
I know him. I think he would be the last one to punch or hit him. But like I was teaching, bring him to school and it's for self-defense. Somebody actually really, fought me and they used it to defend yourself. But I don't want you to be going out there and trying to fight people just because you go to Muay Thai. But I believe he's a kid where you look at him, I don't even think he looks like a fighter. He's so nice that it's surprising when he gets in the ring.
Yeah, because you have multiple. You have how many sons?
Two.
Two. Okay.
Yeah.
So the older two.
Two boys and 4 girls.
Okay.
do they train or
No.
No. Are they in sports?
My older son
Okay.
was a soccer player.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the oldest son? Okay, so there's a nice gap between him and well, no, not too much. I guess it's just December. Yeah. Awesome. Does your brother come watch you fight at all? No. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think we're good. We're super proud of you, man. Oh, I would say this. How do you feel about, I guess, your child? Because there's videos posted around, like there's a lot of hype in the community about it. So how do you guys feel about him, social media, and kind of becoming a star in a way, right? In our own community. Like, how do you guys feel about that? And how do you guys feel about
For me, at first I was like, I don't want to kind of like explore him from social media. But I was kind of like, man, he's doing it already. So and even if we don't promote him, he's not working on his job. So he's getting exposed that way. So, and I think because he's getting better at it. It's it's especially support because he has to travel all the time and maybe it'll open the door for us to for sponsors. It's not a easy thing to do. You gotta take days off. It's just like PBA, right? You're going through right? Sometimes it costs is spending and I've seen other kids that are not more sponsors.
And so does he have a cage currently?
He does, but I'm not that great at doing that kind of stuff. So I kind of
And I think it is good that obviously I don't have kids, but I think it's good because I think for example me, right? I saw Max on Warman's page and then I watched him and I'm like, hey, I think it's pretty good. But now all of a sudden I support him, right? And I don't know Max, I just met you, but all of a sudden I'm like, I'm a fan. And I think that's important too because community, when you have a large community that supports your son, whether they go somewhere with it or they don't, I think there's an energy about that, when more people know that your son is doing these things. Like you said, sponsors help a lot too, because you guys are a family with a bunch of kids. It's just a lot to take on, but especially when you're going to Nevada to fight and stuff like that, and maybe the community the ones whoever's watching, we can support so that he can go and go to more tournaments because that exposure builds the experience in the individual as well, And so, I don't think there's probably not too many kids your age who've gone to a tournament in Reno. So, did you like that trip? Was it a fun trip? Did you guys just go there and then fight and come back, and then you guys go do some things over there? Did you see anything over there? Oh, you went to break.
Yeah, and I do want to add too, it's almost necessary, right, to have your kids on social media, especially if they're an aspiring athlete. I think we kind of talked about this the last time we had a youth athlete on. the chances of making it as a professional athlete is so slim. But if you can have a career and you know, on social media and there's people that can financially back some of that, I think that can ease some of that. Because me, like I used to compete in bodybuilding, you know, I wanted to be that side, but I think it probably could have been more lucrative if I had played a larger role on the social media side of things, you know, posting, kind of getting into it. Because like, yeah, the chances of us turning pro and making money as a pro is very slim, but there's almost a very real career avenue in kind of the social media side, kind of being able to hop on and kind of tell the story and sell a product or whatever. And yeah, I would say it's almost necessary, in today's world. But did you have anything else? But thank you, Max. I know we cut into some of your training time, so thank you for coming and joining us. We really appreciate you guys. I think what you guys are doing is awesome. Like I said, we wanted to get your story, get to hear a little bit about your parents' perspective. Just like I said, everybody wants to raise an athlete, but they don't understand the work and the dedication that it takes, like, from the parents' side.
So yeah, kudos to the parents.
Yes.
A lot of dedication every day, every weekend too, I'm sure.
But yeah, thank you. Any last words? Promote your page, your Facebook.
Warman Muay Thai, look
I
for
think
Max.
pretty much it's kind of like we want to present healthier food just to tell other kids
Yeah.
it's possible.
Of course.
Yes.
You can do it. So you know, whatever you do, put your heart into.
Yeah, that's a good message.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Awesome. All right, we'll tune out.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.